Hey everybody, so hopefully you're working through pages 5 through, 5 through 10. Again, there's not a lot there's a lot of space, but just in case you're having trouble, this is on we've talked about pages 5 and 6 already. This is on page 7. So notice at the top it tells you what you need to do. So let's take a look. Part A, name the angles labeled. B, make an equation. C, solve for x. And then D, find the angles. All right, so let's just go through number 1 together. So if you look, what you're dealing with is this acute angle and this is acute angle. So let's first do part A. You want to come up with its name, the name of the angle pair. Well, like I told you before, if you find the parallel lines, anything in between them are your alternate interior angles, right? So those are both in between, they're on opposite sides of the transversal, so they're alternate interior angles. Okay. Part B, make an equation. All right, well, if you look, they're both acute. Alternate interior angles are congruent when lines are parallel, so we're just going to set them equal. 4x plus 30 equals 7x minus 9. And we're going to solve that equation. If it helps, draw the line down. If you're not good with solving equations, find your x's first. It's usually easier to move the smaller one to be with the larger one. And since 4x has to cross the equal sign, we're going to change its sign. So now we have 30 equals 3x minus 9. Add 9 to both sides. 39 equals 3x. And then divide by 3. X equals 13. So there's part C. And then for D, it wants us to find the angles. Remember, in this entire picture, there are 8 angles altogether, but there's only 2 sizes. So to figure it out, let's plug it in. Instead of 4 times x, we know x is 13. 4 times 13 plus 30. And when you calculate that, you end up getting 82 degrees. So all the little tiny angles are 82 degrees. And then if you want to find the other angles, you just do 180 minus 82, because in these pictures, your angles are either congruent or they add up to 180. They're supplementary. All right, and so we get 98 for the bigger ones. 98, 98, 98, 98. So that's what you're going to want to do for each one. And again, while you're doing this, I would write it in your packet so that way you're getting the solutions down. It's exactly what we would be doing in class, but this way, if you have to be out, you're able to still get the notes and see how we're doing it and not just seeing what we're doing. All right, so again, decide what type it is. All right, set up an equation, solve, and find the angles. Now this one, if you notice, you're dealing with an acute angle, but then this is not acute, that's obtuse. Those are same side interior. So there's your part A, same side interior. All right. And if you look, they are not equal to each other. So if they're not equal, there's only one other option. They add up to 180. 6x minus 7 plus 7x plus 5 equals 180. Again, if it helps, if you have a hard time solving equations, draw the line down. Circle your x's, 6x and 7x. They're on the same side of the equation this time, so we're just going to combine them as is. And this is not 12. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. Make sure you're using those calculators. Add 2 to both sides. 13x equals 182. And then divide to get x equals 13. And then again, so that's C. For part D, find those angles. So if we do 6 times 13 minus 7, that'll give you your acute angle. Oh, 6 times, what did I say, 13? 14. X equals 14. Mistakes happen. Okay, there we go. Now that makes sense. 6 times 14 minus 7 gives us 77 degrees for your acute. And then it's always good to check 7 times 14 plus 5 is going to give us 103. And together those add up to 180. All right. So again, your task for this assignment is to take down the notes from the first 2 videos, complete all the rest of the questions on pages 5 through 10. Some are very short, some are a little bit longer, like we just talked about. And then on page 9 and 10, it's just find the measure of the angle. Okay, remember, they're either equal or they add up to 180. That's simple. And then on the back, same thing. Don't be afraid of the extra lines. Just give it a try. You can do it. And then you're just setting up equations for the last few. You do not have to do 17 and 18. Okay, so again, pages 5 through 10. I have 3 videos up walking you through some of them. So get those down. You have to do everything except those last 2. If you have questions, stop by the math lab, shoot me an email, stop and see me. Have a great day, guys.